Drain water content. You must follow the fuel safety procedures when you work on the fuel system. Put the safety barriers in position. Note, make sure that the fuel tanks are filled to a minimum of 10% of capacity. This is necessary to cover the water drain valve outlet so that the water drain valves can operate satisfactorily. 6 water drain valves are located on the aircraft. 4 on the wings and 2 on the center tank. Push the center of the applicable water drain valve with the purger. Remove the purger from the water drain valve and clean the area. Do the water contamination test. Pull the fuel from the sample in the injection. When the color stays yellow, there is no water in the test. Test with water. The color from the test goes from yellow to blue. Automatic refuel operation. Put the flaps and slats into the 0 position. Firefighting equipment must be located near the aircraft. Make sure that the chocks do not touch the tires. Make sure that the aircraft and the fuel tanker are grounded correctly. Make sure that the coupling of the fuel supply hose is clean, then connect it to the aircraft refuel coupling. Open the fuel control panel. First, start with the light test and push the switch in the light test position. Now, all the lights must go on. The second test is the high-level test. Push the switch in the high-level position and all the high-level lights must come on. Make sure that the refuel valve switches are in the normal position. On the pre-selector, put the rocker switch to the increase position and hold it there. When the pre-selected display shows the necessary fuel load, release the pre-selected rocker switch. On the refuel-defuel control panel, put the mode selector switch in the refuel position. Start the pump on the fuel tanker unit and make sure that the numbers on the actual display increase. When the refuel operation is complete, make sure that the end light comes on. Stop the pump on the fuel tanker and put the mode selector switch to the off and guarded position. Disconnect the coupling and clean the area. Use of the magnetic level indicators. The magnetic level indicators are a secondary direct reading gauge to calculate the fuel in the aircraft tanks if the fuel quantity indication system is unserviceable. You must follow the fuel safety procedures when working with the fuel system. Put the safety barriers into position. The density of the fuel is essential for calculating the mass of fuel in the aircraft tanks. Take a fuel sample from the aircraft and measure its specific density. On the A321, 3 magnetic level indicators are installed per wing and 1 per center tank. The A318, A319 and A320 are equipped with 4 magnetic level indicators per wing and 1 per center tank. Put an access platform below the applicable MLI. Start outboard. Use a screwdriver to push the applicable MLI and turn it to 90 degrees. Hold and lower the MLI fully. Do not let it fall freely. Carefully lift the MLI until you feel the magnet engage. Read and write down the value indicated on the MLI. Note: the value on the MLI flush to the wing bottom skin is the relevant one. Insert and lock the MLI as soon as possible to avoid damage. Aircraft attitude data is essential for fuel mass calculation. Pitch and roll data can be selected through the MCDU in the cockpit. Data is provided by the Air Data Inertial Reference Unit. Or by the fuel quantity indication computer. Refer to the table in the Aircraft Maintenance Manual to find the equivalent reference number and letter. Use the number and letter to identify the square to use in the MLI procedure. Use the applicable MLI stick number and the applicable aircraft attitude grid square letter to find the correct fuel quantity table in the Aircraft Maintenance Manual. Find the applicable MLI units number row and the applicable aircraft attitude row in the Aircraft Maintenance Manual table. Determine the intersection of the applicable rows to give the correct volume in the tank. Note: only even number MLI units are listed in the tables. For odd numbers, calculate the volume between the nearest even numbers in the Aircraft Maintenance Manual table. For fuel mass calculation, the volume has to be multiplied with the density of the fuel. Add together the values for each tank to find the total mass of fuel in the aircraft.